Okay, so here we are, The Hate U Give, Chapter 2. You'll notice that I have two windows open, right? So I have the handout, which I found on Schoology. You go to Schoology, go to today's lesson, Monday, April 6th, and you should find 1.10, The Hate U Give, Chapter 2 handout. As long as you're in Google Chrome, as long as you're in your mysbch.org email, it should open right there inside Schoology, and you should be able to write right on the document. There's 3 questions that you'll answer right here, and then you should be able, your button will say submit instead of share. Okay, so it should not be hard for you to get this assignment done. If you're having trouble, please let me know. You could always get the questions here from this video and write them down. Take a pause and then make your own Google document and send it to me if you're really struggling. All right, so here we go. We're going to use the memory moment to create meaning out of chapter 2 and to hopefully help us identify the literary conflict. Again, you've already watched the video lesson on conflict before you watch this one. And you've already reviewed what a memory moment is. Okay, so here we are. Remember, the end of chapter 1 stopped with a whoop whoop sound startles us and blue lights flash in the rearview mirror. Star, our main character, is in the car with Khalil, a childhood friend. He's driving. When I was 12, my parents had 2 talks with me. One was the usual birds and bees. Well, I didn't really get the usual version. My mom, Lisa, is a registered nurse, and she told me that what went where and what didn't need to go here, there, or any damn where till I'm grown. Back then, I doubted anything was going anywhere anyway. While all the other girls sprouted breasts between 6th and 7th grade, my chest was as flat as my back. The other talk was about what to do if a cop stopped me. Okay, so I highlighted this. I think this is definitely important. I know I'm in a memory moment because it pointed back to when she was 12. This one seemed to be just kind of like filler. This one is important. I know the police were stopping them, and here I am with a memory about the police stopping them. So why might this be important? There's some information she's going to get in this memory that's going to impact this scene. Mama fussed and told Daddy I was too young for that. He argued that I wasn't too young to get arrested or shot. Star, you do whatever they tell you to do, he said. Keep your hands visible. Don't make any sudden moves. Only speak when they speak to you. I knew it must have been serious. Daddy has the biggest mouth of anybody I know, and if he said to be quiet, I needed to be quiet. I hope somebody had the talk with Khalil. All right, so I'm going to stop right here because this is definitely the end of the memory moment, and I'm going to ask myself, why is this important, right? That's the question. Why might this memory be important? Well, he told her to stay quiet with the police. He showed them a side of him that she didn't know, right? She's used to her father being, a strong man. He's a boss, right? He had a lot of respect in the community. So for him to stay quiet with someone means that like that force must be really powerful, right? So the police are powerful and dangerous. Yeah, I think this memory moment is she's trying to establish that like she was taught rules for how to engage with the police because the police are dangerous. And I'm going to connect that to my schema from outside of this text and know that like it's real, right? The police have been doing a lot of damage to the Black community for a very long time. So Star's father has to know that. He's giving her that information. And then I'm scared now because something bad's going to happen. I hope somebody had that talk with Khalil. He cusses under his breath, turns Tupac down, and maneuvers the Impala to the side of the street. We're on Carnation, where most of the houses are abandoned and half the street lights are busted. Nobody around but us and the cop. Khalil turns the ignition off. Wonder what this fool wants. The officer parks and puts his brights on. I blink to keep from being blinded. I remember something else Daddy said. If you're with somebody, you better hope they don't have nothing on them or both of y'all going down. All right, this points out to me, and I'm actually thinking some more here because, she was this is scary for her, right? Why might this be important? Um, well, she established that Khalil is dealing, right? And she's worried about it already. So if he's dealing and he's in that life, then he could have a gun, or he could have something, he could have a package on him that yeah, so this ups the fear, right? That's like something bad might happen. Okay. Okay, you don't have anything in the car, do you? I ask. He watches the cop in his side mirror. Nah. The officer approaches the driver's door and taps the window. Khalil cranks the handle to roll it down. As if we aren't blinded enough, the officer beams his flashlight in our faces. License, registration, and proof of insurance. Khalil breaks a rule. He doesn't do what the cop wants. What you pull us over for? License, registration, and proof of insurance. I said what you pull us over for. Khalil, I plead, do what he said. Khalil groans and takes his wallet out. The officer follows his movements with the flashlight. My heart pounds loudly, but Daddy's instructions echo in my head. Get a good look at the cop's face. If you can remember his badge number, that's even better. With the flashlight following Khalil's hands, I make out the numbers on the badge. 115. He's white, mid-30s to early 40s, has a brown buzz cut and a thin scar over his top lip. Khalil hands the officer his papers and license. 115 looks them over. Where are you two coming from tonight? None, Khalil says, meaning none of your business. What you pull me over for? Your taillight's broken. So you're going to give me a ticket or what? Khalil asks. You know what? Get out of the car, smart guy. Man, just give me my ticket. Get out of the car. Hands up where I can see them. Khalil gets out with his hands up. 115 yanks him by his arm and pins him against the back door. I fight to find my voice. He didn't mean... Hands on the dashboard, the officer barks at me. Don't move. I do what he tells me, but my hands are shaking too much to be still. He pats Khalil down. Okay, smart mouth, let's see what we find on you today. You ain't gonna find nothing, Khalil says. 115 pats him down 2 more times. He turns up empty. Stay here, he tells Khalil. And you, he looks in the window at me, don't move. I can't even nod. The officer walks back to his patrol car. My parents haven't raised me to fear the police, just to be smart around them. They told me it's not smart to move while a cop has his back to you. Khalil does. He comes to his door. It's not smart to make a sudden move. Khalil does. He opens the driver door. You okay, Star? Pow! 1. Khalil's body jerks. Blood spatters from his back. He holds onto the door to keep himself upright. Pow! 2. Khalil gasps. Pow! 3. Khalil looks at me, stunned. He falls to the ground. I'm 10 again, watching Natasha drop. That's another memory moment. You'll have to ask yourself the question. An ear-splitting scream emerges from my gut, explodes in my throat, and uses every inch of me to be heard. Instinct says don't move, but everything else says check on Khalil. I jump out of the Impala and rush around to the other side. Khalil stares at the sky as if he hopes to see God. His mouth is open like he wants to scream. I scream loud enough for the both of us. No, 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 is all I can say, like I'm a year old and it's the only word I know. I'm not sure how I end up on the ground next to him. My mother once said that if someone got shot, try to stop the bleeding, but there's too much blood, too much blood. No, no, no. Khalil doesn't move. He doesn't utter a word. He doesn't even look at me. His body stiffens and he's gone. I hope he sees God. Someone else screams. I blink through my tears. Officer 115 yells at me, pointing the same gun he killed my friend with. I put my hands up. Quite a dramatic chapter, yes? All right. Pick out one of those memory moments, either one that I shared with you or this one about Natasha at 10 dropping, and then why might that memory be important, right? Your answer can fill up as much space as you need to fill up here. Go back and review conflict. What do you think? Is it internal or external? If so, which kind of external? Why do you think? And finally, connect to your schema. This is a flashback of a talk about police officers. Have you had a similar conversation with anyone in your family? All right, good luck. I hope this helps. I'll see you tomorrow.